Turning to Africa now, and a 15-year legal battle in Ethiopia is finally bringing some justice for a rape victim.
The African Commission has ruled the victim, who was 13 at the time of her attack, should receive $150,000 compensation, and Ethiopia should address the practice of marriage by abduction and rape. The decision comes after pressure from the international human rights organization Equality Now.
Joining us now is Yasmin Hassan, Global Director of Equality Now. Yasmin, good to have you with us. Wonashet was 13 years old when she was abducted and raped back in 2001. Why is she only now attaining some measure of justice 15 years later?
My God, I mean, it's a story of perseverance. It's a story of the state putting every imaginable hurdle in a girl's way to justice. Wonashet was raped when she was 13 years old. You're correct. She was abducted from her grandmother's house by a man, Abru Negusi, and his accomplices. She was raped and held in their house. When the teachers reported this to the police, they freed her, but then arrested the perpetrators, but then let them out on bail, and he and his accomplices abducted her again and held her for a month. We have been pursuing justice for Wonashet since that time. We took it to the highest court in Ethiopia. We lost, and then in 2007, we brought the case to the African Commission for Human and People's Rights. And from 2007 to now, 2016, we finally have a judgment that is fantastic.
So, Yasmin, to that point, the very fact that Yasmin's own attorney played a role in having her rapists and accomplices set free. What does that say about how the Ethiopian justice system treats rape victims? Give us some perspective.
No, it's awful, and it's not only in Ethiopia. In this case, the prosecutor sided with the defendants, which is absolutely ridiculous. The prosecutor's job is to prosecute on behalf of the state people who violate the law, and the law was clearly violated. But he actually sided with them and said, well, there's no evidence that she was a virgin, and let them free. So what this case actually shows, and it's more than just in Ethiopia, it is how hard it is for girls throughout the world to get justice for violations committed against them, because first they're violated by people like Abru Negusi, and then the state continues the violation, because if you drag a justice system on, like this girl was 13 years old, she was a child, now she's 28 years old, and she has spent 15 years of her life fighting against all odds, against the people who did this to her, and then the government. Good thing her family supported her, which is rare. For most girls, they do not have the stamina to go on for 15 years like this.
But what will it change?
So what we hope it's going to change is, first of all, it sends a very clear message to governments like this that you cannot, somebody is going to hold you to account. When you come before the African Commission, other governments are watching you. You have a judgment against you that makes you look really bad. And I'm sure no government deliberately wants to ignore a huge part of their population, which is 50% of their population, right? So I think what it achieves is very many times women and girls issues are seen as not that important by governments, but when you bring them to a regional level or to an international level, they get highlighted, there's more awareness around them, and things start to change. So I think all that is very, very positive. I think only good things can happen from it, and we are hopeful.
Yeah, we're very hopeful for
yes,
as we all are, and very very relieved and happy that she has received some measure of justice after such a long time. Yasmin Hassan, always a pleasure speaking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.